Hello, beautiful mama. Dr. Sarah here in my kitchen today to chat with you about homemade elderberry syrup. Elderberry syrup can be a fantastic tool to have in your fridge, especially when there are lots of germs being passed around. It is a great option for children over the age of 1. And for adults, it is safe to use when you're breastfeeding. If you're pregnant, it's best to check with your naturopathic doctor to confirm that it's a safe option for you. But let's chat about the ingredients. I really love this recipe from Tiffany at Don't Waste the Crumbs. I'll make sure that I link it in the comments below because it can be made really, really simply with just 3 ingredients: dried elderberries, water, and raw honey. Okay, dry elderberries look like this. You'll find them very likely at your local health food store. They are fantastic because they have immune modulating components in them. They have loads of antioxidants in them, and they even have compounds that are considered antiviral. So really, really great for our immune systems. Raw honey is also immune supportive and antimicrobial, so the two of them together make a really, really fantastic combination. So you need those 2 ingredients plus some filtered or spring or distilled water, whichever you have handy. The other tools that you need in your kitchen, you'll need a medium-sized saucepan. And that's what you're going to put the elderberries, 2/3 cup, dried elderberries with 3.5 cups of water into your saucepan. You want to bring it just to a boil and reduce the heat so that it's not really, really bubbling, but just boiling a little bit. And we're going to keep it simmering like that. The recipe says for about 45 minutes, but what we're looking for is for the liquid to reduce to half. Okay, keep an eye on it. Maybe set a timer on your phone if you're going to step away a little bit, but definitely stay close to keep an eye on it. Once that has simmered and reduced by half, it will need to be strained. We need to strain the elderberries out. So 2 options for you. You can use a glass bowl or measuring cup with a fine mesh strainer on it, and then just use a wooden spoon or a stainless steel spoon to really press the cooked elderberries so that we're getting as much juice as possible out of them through the strainer. Okay. The other thing that you can try if you happen to have one at home is a coffee or tea press so that you can pour the elderberry, the hot elderberry and water mixture into the press, and then the mesh in the press will help to press the juice out of the elderberries, okay? Depending on the size of the press you have, you might have to do a couple of batches with the liquid. Once that is all finished, you want to let it cool to room temperature, and then you're going to pour it into a glass mason jar. This is just one I had left over. You can still see a bit of the label there from some pasta sauce. So I like to reuse these. And so you can pour it in there. If you're anything like me and you're one that's going to probably dribble out of your bowl or whatever you're pouring the mixture out of, it should be actually just the juicy water there, no little bits in it anymore because we've strained it. But if you're one to spill like I am, one of these canning funnels might be handy as well to get the liquid safely into the jar. And since it is now cool, it's time to add our honey in. So we don't want to be adding the honey when the elderberry juice that we've boiled up is hot because it can damage some of the immune supporting properties of the honey. So then we're going to add to the cooled elderberry juice that's in the jar about 1/2 cup of raw honey or to taste. So depending on you, it might be a little bit less, it might be a little bit more. See how that works well for you. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward. So most of the time spent with this recipe is really stewing up those elderberries and drawing all the goodness out of them into the water. And otherwise, it's a pretty easy recipe. I'll also post below not just this recipe, but from the same website, she has another recipe that uses the elderberry syrup and some grass-fed gelatin, unflavored gelatin, to make gummies. And so you can I picked up some little dinosaur and robot silicone candy molds from, I think it was the Bulk Barn, not too long ago. And so we've used those to make gummies a couple of times in our household. And a little trick, if you are using the recipe to make the gummies, make sure that you have a medicine syringe handy, because it's lovely to kind of pull up the liquid and squirt it gently into the little tiny gummy molds so that you're not dripping it all over the place. So that's a handy extra to have by your side. Over on the blog today, I have also posted some information. It includes 6 ways to love your immune system when you're pregnant and breastfeeding. So lots of additional tips there and safe things for you to be doing for primarily prevention. That's really the name of the game when it comes to keeping those germs away. But a couple of gentle and safe tips as well if you happen to be noticing that first sign of cold or flu. So I'll pop that into the comments as well. And I am wishing you a most wonderful day. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.